or Gimme Yarn 418, back with part 2 of TGIF, or Thank God It's Finished, where I'm going to show you everything beyond my finished objects. There's still a lot to show. So first we have whips. Now I have to confess I haven't worked too much on my whips, if at all. The first is the Shepherdess Cardigan by Julia Farwell Clay. Looks like that. And I don't think I've moved on at all, actually. That's how much I have. But I will be working on this because I'm down to 3-ish whips. Oops, should put the pattern back in the bag. Next is my color affection, which I know I haven't worked on in several weeks because I can't decide what to do for my third color. Is my needle dish? No. This is a pay for pattern on Ravelry. It's by let's see. Oh, that's not it. By Vera Valimaki. That's what it looks like. And I am knitting this out of wool-like. And this is how much I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 5 more rows of the red before I add the third color, but because I can't decide, I feel stuck. So that's there. Maybe I did decide because there's a color in here that I don't know. No, that's the color I was originally going to do. Okay, I'm just babbling now. And then I cast on a new thing, which I am loving, loving, loving. I've wanted to knit this. I've never knit a blanket. And as soon as I saw this, I wanted to cast it on. I thought I had the yarn. The yarn I tried, just, it didn't work. It didn't have enough elasticity, I guess. It's the Umaro by Jared Flood. It's pay for pattern on Ravelry. And I am knitting it out of Bernat Softy Chunky on size big needles. I don't think these say on them. Oh, yes, it does. This is size 15. And the color is Gray Heather. And I got the yarn from Blitzy. I'll show you the right side, not the wrong side. I'll try to show you as much as I can. I'm just about halfway through. We got a little bit longer to go till halfway. Isn't that beautiful? And this pattern is addictive. It takes a lot of concentration, but it's beautiful. I can't get over how beautiful that is. On the downside, I got enough yarn for the pattern, per the pattern instructions, and I think I'm not going to have enough. So I'm going to go until I get to where it says I should stop and see how much yarn I have, and decide if I need to get another ball or 2. See how far I get with what I have. So there we go. I think I'm 4 or 5 balls in. I love it though. It's not a hard pattern, but it is one that you need to concentrate on, I'll say that. I have been working on it. Well, I haven't worked on it this week, but I do work on it while I'm watching TV, but it does require concentration. Next is a new section-ish that I'm only going to show once a month, and that's going to be my long-term whips, and that's because they're going to take longer. The first one, which I'm sure you're all dying to see, and it's only gotten 6 rows or so, is the SBOA, the Sparkly Blanket of Awesome. It's getting there. It's getting there. My goal is to have this done by April. I don't know if it's going to happen. My true goal is to have it done before the end of the year. So I do love it. I do wish it was a little bit wider, but I'm letting that go, and I am enjoying working on it. It's getting heavy. So there's that, and it's right at my feet. And then I started a couple scrap projects, and of course I can't find the book that I'm using, but I started this blanket, which I'm calling My Scrap Pile Runneth Over, and I'm crocheting a bunch of circles, and some of these will be turned into squares, and some will be turned into hexagons, and then they'll be turned into scrap blankets. One's going to have a white or cream edge, and one's going to have a gray edge. So I'm just making a whole bunch of those. And if I can get more than one blanket, I can. That's great. And then this one I'm calling Tiny Scraps, and this is just a 2-round granny square that I am joining as I go. This is going to take ages, but I don't care. It's enjoyable, it's mindless, it's easy. And I'm trying to weave in my ends as I go. So here's what I have. I do have some. I'm not weaving them in as I go. I'm weaving in like as I get like 20 squares or so, I'll weave them all in. So that's a lot of fun. And so those are my 3 long-term whips. And you might notice, and I don't know if I mentioned this last time, something missing, and that is the owl in one. I had put it to the side when I heard from the designer that she was going to be releasing larger sizing when she got the rights back from Skacel, from the Fiber Factor. And I was contemplating if I wanted to keep going or if I wanted to wait for the larger sizes. I have opted to frog it and wait for the larger sizes because I really do want to make it for my niece. And she's not 9 months anymore. So that is waiting for the larger sizes. What is up next? Up next, I will be knitting the smocked baby dress again for a friend. It was a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to knitting that. I'm going to start that later today because she needs it soon-ish. And I'm also, that's a pay for pattern on Ravelry by Jenny Wiebe, W-I-E-B-E. It's called Smocked. And this is a free pattern. It's called the Zigzag Hat Pattern. A lot of people are doing this right now, and I'm going to do this with some scraps. Oops. Margaret, good scrap buster, and it looks like it might be color work too. I haven't really looked at the pattern, so those 2 are what's in my immediate future. And I wanted to talk to you, as I mentioned in my last video, about Lion Brand. I knit Kristen's sweater out of Lion Brand woolies, and it was great. I actually really liked working with it. Kristen can't wear 100% wool, so it was a great option. On my final skein, it was ridiculous. I kept coming across knot after knot after knot after knot, but by that point it was February 12th, and I just had to keep going and finish. So there were a lot of, I lost count at 10 joins in one ball of yarn, and it was my final ball of yarn, so I kind of just had to use what I had. But all the other balls I hadn't found a single knot. So I shot off a little email to Lion Brand just saying, you know, this has been my experience, just wanted you to know, because I've never experienced this with Lion Brand before, and you might want to look into it and see if there's something that you can do to improve. And it really was just me giving my 2 cents and telling them how much I love their product. Well, they wrote back immediately that they didn't have the dye lot that I had, so they wanted to replace my entire sweater's worth of yarn so that I could knit my sweater. And I was blown away. So I actually wrote back because I had 2 days to finish the sweater, and I said, I really greatly appreciate it, and I was really happy to hear that they were a company that truly stood behind their product, and that it was a very generous offer, and I would greatly take what they were offering to me, but I needed to finish the sweater because Valentine's Day was in 2 days, excuse me. So, would it be possible to get a different colorway so I could knit Kristen another sweater? And they wrote back, of course, what color? It was phenomenal. So I just have to give 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up to Lion Brand, to their customer service, and to how much they stand behind their product. I mentioned a couple years ago that I had a similar issue with a different yarn from Hirschner's, and their yarn was like chewed. It looked like it was gross, and I couldn't even use it. And I wrote to them, and they said pretty much too bad, so sad. Not even that they were going to look into their quality or anything like that. So it's refreshing. It's very refreshing. So, like I said, 2 thumbs up to Lion Brand and their customer service. I do have one new thing, which I ordered before the whole Dewey fiasco started. And it is this 150 Scandinavian Motifs by Mary Jane Mucklestone. And I bought this because I want to use these motifs in some more Fair Isle sweaters for the little ones. So I'm looking forward to that. And there are birds going by, and Mia does not like that. And apparently Dewey thinks that they shouldn't be there either. So the last thing I just wanted to say is that such a great response to the Poor Girl project bags that I released on Thursday. And I wanted to let you know that I'm going to have another update this coming Thursday, February 26th, at or about noon. Could be a little later, won't be a little earlier, somewhere between noon and 1. So stay tuned for that. It will not be as large as the last one, but there's some different fabrics, so if you see something you like, you better snatch it up. And that's all I have. I hope you guys are all doing great. We are doing well. I have some more That's Life updates for you that I'll be sharing with you later in the week. And a new what am I going to call it? A new funny video, I guess, is all I can say. Kind of along the lines of Batman, but completely different. So, I hope you're all doing great. And until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.